So in this video, I'm going to show you Milanote and how this can be used in your design process. So Milanote is a really important tool for me in my design process because I do a lot of the steps in here. So I do my creative briefs, my user personas, my user flows, creative planning, and I even store my sketches in here. And most importantly, I create mood boards because it's really easy to create mood boards. So I'm going to show you all of that in today's video. On the left of the interface, you have everything that you can interact with. You can drag out notes, you can drag out links, to-do lists, lines, boards, columns, and even comments. So the reason this tool is so powerful is because it's basically like an infinite canvas. Think of it as a whiteboard, and like I said in the last video, it's like a wall in a design agency. You can double click in here to write down some quick thoughts and just plan everything out in here by yourself or even with your team. At the top right hand corner, you can invite your team, invite someone to edit, view or leave comments, or just read only version. You can also send a secret link, or you can export this at any time as a PDF or a PNG, or you can convert it to a linear document if you need. So this works as an infinite canvas, like I said, and it functions with boards. So if I create this called mood board, it's going to generate an icon for me. I can change that over here with it selected, and I can also change the color. But when you double click on this, you're going to go inside of that board. So now I can do everything that I could have done in the previous board, and you'll notice over here we have a breadcrumb system working. So I can go back just by selecting that. And so that's going to help you keep nice and organized. Another thing to help keep you organized is by creating columns of similar content. So when I start a project, I like to have either the creative brief, or if it's a personal project, I like to just get the about the project written down. So once I have that, now I can group all of my thoughts into one nice organized column. So now that I have just a quick few thoughts written out here, I'm just going to drag each one of these into the About project, and I'm also going to bold this so that it stands out. Let's just do a heading. So here I have some basic information about the project. We're creating a clean user interface for a music player, and I want to try to simplify it as much as possible. So I'm also going to create a user flow for this just to make sure everything is going to function the way I have it imagined. So user flow. So we'll just create that board. I'm going to drag that off to the side. I'm also going to do some sketches. So I'm going to drag out a board called sketches. And this is where I'm going to store all of my sketched images. So I also need a mood board. So we'll just recreate that. And let's also try to organize this a little bit better. So I'm going to drag out a column, and we're going to call this one inspiration. And so I'll put my mood board in there. And then we'll call this next one design, since these are kind of design steps. So we'll drag these two in there. I'm also going to drag this one above. So now that we have this basic plan, let's create some tasks. So I'm just going to drag this column here and then drag out a to-do list. So for now, I just got some basic tasks written out. And as I complete these, I can check them off or add and remove them as I need. So now that we have all of that, let's take a look at the templates that Milanote provides. And I showed you these in the last video, so let's take a look at the creative brief. For this particular project, this is going to settle for my creative brief, but if I was working with a client, I can use this template for myself by selecting clear example content and start from a really good place. I can establish all of my goals, all of the background information, and about the client and the project, and then I can add stuff if I want. So I don't have to exactly follow this, but this is just a good start. And this is why I like using Milanote so much, is because I would have to design all of this and lay all of this out myself, but it automatically does it for me. So that's a really good template. Another one that I recommend you check out is the persona. I also showed you this one, and this is a good start for creating a user persona. So for what I'm doing right now is just kind of UX research. So I am the user. So I'm not going to actually create a persona today because I will be doing the functionality testing and the usability testing myself. But the more people you have test out your designs, the better. So I recommend creating a persona. So in this video, I'm going to show you also how to create a mood board and how to create a user flow in Milanote and how easy it can be. So let's double click on mood board. So now that I have a bunch of images collected, I'm going to paste those in. And I'm just going to begin to scale these to the size I want them at and just organize these in whatever way I would like. I'm going to also show you another example here in just a second of a mood board that I previously used for one of my projects. So we'll just scale this one to about the same size. And a mood board is important to get inspiration and to get ideas. You don't want to directly copy any of these people's work. It's just for inspiration and just to collect images related to the project. They don't exactly have to be images of music playing apps just because we're designing that. They can be something related to that that inspires you. So here is an illustration inspiration board, and I have illustrations absolutely everywhere in here. And I've been working on getting better illustrations to use in my web designs and my app designs over the course of like the last month or so. So I've collected a lot of great websites and illustration images that I get inspiration from. So now I've finished sketching off camera, so I'm gonna paste in a bunch of sketches I really quickly did. And I'm just gonna store these in here, and if I was working with a team, they could come in and comment and let me know what they think, and we can make adjustments from here. So I'm gonna go into my user flow, and we're gonna actually create that now. So let's just paste all of these in. And the first screen is going to be this one, so I'm gonna add this to the center of my user flow. And then we're gonna add this one over here, and let's drag this one down, this one over, and this one over. So this one's gonna be the center of the screen. So I'm gonna drag out a line, and I'm gonna connect it to this image, and then I'm gonna drag and connect it to that image. And I'm gonna do this for all four. Now that I've done that, I'm going to double click and write out exactly what's happening here. Okay, so that is a very simple user flow, and this is going to help me when I go to prototype my design in Adobe XD. I know that when I want to double tap, I want to add or remove something from the library. If I swipe up, it's going to give me my play controls, and then if I swipe down, that's going to exit the play screen, so basically take me to my library where I can search for different songs. And if I want to swipe left or right, that will take me to the next song or the previous song. Another great thing with this is I don't have to just use these boring straight lines. I can actually drag this point to curve them in any way I would like. So that's basically everything I wanted to show you with Milanote. You can do so much with this, and I would recommend when you start doing all of your creative planning that you check out Milanote. That's it for this lesson. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next lesson.